Matt Lenihan, Boxing Social, in association with William Hill, Empire Fight Store. We've been joined by Johnny Nelson once again. Johnny, how are we? You looking well, my friend?
I'm good. We're in Telford, living it up. Good to be involved in the Box Off tournament. It's an opportunity to give fighters a chance that never had one. It's an opportunity to give fighters a chance to try and steal the headlines. People think boxing only exists on TV, but you need small-time promoters, small-hall promoters that haven't got TV, to give the grassroots an opportunity to be the big-time TV fighters. I think we have Izzy in Sheffield with GBM Promotions doing an amazing job. The Box Off here,
very good.
Yeah, Box Off here, they're doing an amazing job. I think not many promoters are willing to risk the headache, the heartache, the financial risk, and so being involved in something like this, I think it just gives a hand to an industry that gave me a hand and put me in a position where I am today.
I was just about to say, I said to Ricky, it sort of fits your guys' mould. You know, you're very much sort of men of the people. You started from that grassroots, the small halls, built your way up to what you achieved. How important are these platforms so that these guys who are fighting can get at least a slither of an opportunity, because it's a bloody hard game when you're coming up selling tickets?
Trust me, massively. You know, when I was fighting, it was a case of some promoter or some manager making a mistake and get you in as an opponent. Then you beat their fighter, then you're in again. You beat their fighter, you're in again. So unless you have the springboard of an amazing amateur career or an Olympic medal, your chances were slim to none. It was usually none. So again, I always give respect and props to promoters that take the risk. And they clearly do it for the love of the sport, man, because there's nothing else in it. You don't know when they make, you don't know when they lose. And then they've got to start somewhere. So for these fighters that have this opportunity, it's their big time as well. So again, you know what, I'll turn up to this. You know, I'll come down to this. I'll give them my support for this. And it's nice to be in, you know, it's Yorkshire v Manchester. Yes. I don't want to lose to Manchester, man. No,
me neither.
So again, it's healthy competition, and I'm so glad Ricky's involved, because for Ricky Hatton to do something like this, his Bentleys, his Rolls Royces parked outside. You think, what are you doing here? I love that. And this is what a lot of former world champions, successful icons of the UK should do. Not think about it, they should do it. Don't do it just because there's a camera there. Do it. There ain't no TV here. You know, so Ricky's gone way up in my estimations in regards to what he gives back to our sport.
100%, and for anyone who wants to watch this, it is live on Boxing Social this Saturday. It'd be a terrific, a lot of fights, 50-50 fights, proper boxing from where it starts. Look, I want to touch on things just a little bit away from this just for now. Frank Warren has recently mentioned and said, if Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder doesn't happen, Daniel Dubois. Talk to me about that, and what do you make of that?
Frank's doing his job. Listen, Frank was at one point the best promoter, in my opinion, the best promoter in the UK at one point. He's smart, he's wily, he understands, you know, to try and take the cat amongst the pigeons. He knows the game inside out. So therefore, even the mention of that, if he sets the mention going now, it might happen down the line. You've got to associate two names, or your fighter with a name that you probably want to aspire to get to eventually, and hope the public pressure puts pressure on Anthony Joshua or 258 or Matchroom or whatever to try and get this thing done. So I understand what he's doing. He's doing his job. That's what he's employed to do. It is the same with Tyson Fury. He's doing his job. That's how it should be. The fight happening, could I see it happening? No, I can't see it happening. Why can't I see it happening? Because Anthony Joshua is looking in one direction and Daniel Dubois is looking in Anthony Joshua's direction. And so that's why I can't see it happening, because there are probably better opportunities for Anthony Joshua, less riskier opportunities for Anthony Joshua, and right now it doesn't suit him. It might suit Daniel Dubois, but it doesn't suit him or his direction right now.
I remember last time I spoke to you, we mentioned about Joshua Wilder, and you said that shouldn't be what happens next. It doesn't look like it's happening next. I think I spoke to Eddie, and it seems to be a shift in Saudi in terms of this, that and the other. Do you believe there is a shift in Saudi in terms of who wants to put this fight on, who's doing what, or do you believe in your heart of hearts maybe that Anthony Joshua, maybe his team are looking at giving him the fights because maybe that's what he needs? What do you believe?
So when it was originally mentioned, I said it was a play with words.
He said locked in for December, Eddie said.
It's a play with words, man. It was never going to happen. And common sense kicks in. Now, I don't know the reasons why all of a sudden it's officially probably not going to happen next. But common sense tells me they're probably the same reasons what I told you. You know, Anthony Joshua's last performance doesn't fill you with hope to think he goes in there with a positive chance of defeating Wilder. You can't go in there like that against Wilder. So I'm glad it didn't happen. It's not happening next. I'm glad it isn't. AJ needs to own who he is first to say, right, now I'm ready now, let's do this, let's play this game, let's dance this dance. And so he's got to do what's best for him. Forget public opinion, forget public pressure. He's got to do what's best for him. And so I think his team have made the right decision in that. Now, fighters, I'm not saying Anthony Joshua don't want it, because fighters ain't like that. They want that. So AJ wants that fight. Wilder wants that fight. But the businessmen behind it, the business, it's called show business, and the business behind the show, they said, you know what? Sometimes you've got to lose a battle to win a war. So let's just wait.
Well, what does he do in the meantime? Because you look what's out there for him. He can't. I don't think. I don't say fans wouldn't accept because he's a big draw, but I don't think they want to see a Jermaine Franklin in with him next, an Otto Warren. They'll be wanting an Andy Ruiz trilogy if that's not the case, or something like that.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but Tyson Fury's fighting a guy that's never won professional fight.
That I would say to that. That's like a crossover. Is that not slightly different? The fact he's going out there and saying.
My point is this: it's the Tyson Fury show, and so when Anthony Joshua boxes, it's an Anthony Joshua show. So even though you may slag off the opponent, you're still going to watch. You're still going to go if you're a supporter. You're still going to get involved. And I think Anthony Joshua has that pull still. And regardless of what you say, the biggest fight out there now that would make the most money is Anthony Joshua against Tyson Fury. And
that happened instead of
so you're looking at a guy, looking at Anthony Joshua's last 5 fights, look how many he's won and how many he's lost. Why would that still be the biggest fight in the world? Because Anthony Joshua, you're gonna go to watch him. You're gonna go to get involved in him.
Just quickly, Chris Eubank Jr. came out on Sky Sports News and said, look, he loved that fight with Canelo. Now he just beat Liam Smith in devastating fashion. What's your thoughts on the fight with Liam Smith and he's calling out Canelo now?
I think big props to Eubank Jr. I think Eubank Jr. conducted himself immensely. So smart, so sharp, so clever afterwards. I was humbled enough to go into the dressing room, apologise for writing him off. And I got roasted by Derek, which was funny. But the reason, there's no way before the fight I could say, all right, there's no way before the fight I could say Chris Eubank Jr. beats Liam Smith. Because I see the stuff that people say when I say stuff like that. Oh, it's because he's black, it's because he's white, it's because he's from XYZ gym, because he's not a Sheffield lad. Foolishness. Now that's foolishness. Common sense is this: if I can't give you a justifiable argument why I think a fighter will win, I ain't giving it you. So when I went in the dressing room and Derek says, "No, you can't do that, man," I said, "Derek, I can sleep at night. Because if I call the fight, I'll give you a justified reason why I call the fight. How can I explain to you why I think Chris Eubank Jr. beats Liam Smith after the first fight? It's common sense. There's no agenda."
I think you were the only one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's common sense. And nobody, apart from this tight team, if they're honest, hand on heart, believed Chris would win. Apart from his tight team. So when he turned it around, the same way we vilified him, dissed him, give him shit for the loss, is the same way we've got to lift him, praise him, say, you know, maximum respect. And so that's why I was humbled enough to go into the dressing room and say, yo, fair enough, well done, man. And this is what people are trying to be too smart, man. Be honest. And they'll respect your honesty, even if it's not popular at the time, which is why that had to be done, which is why I will talk about this here publicly, which is why people that try and make out as though they're smart after the event, there's millions of them. They're called arseholes. Yeah. You know, be honest with yourself.
He's called out Canelo. What do you think?
I think he's done it before when he called out Triple G. And when he called out Triple G, he associated his name with Triple G, fighting about him. Mm-hmm. He's called out Canelo. You know, Canelo may look back and think, is this financially viable to me? Does this do it for me? Is he a big enough name in the world for me? Right, no, but Canelo's the A side. So Canelo, we're now talking about Eubank Canelo because it's been mentioned. It's word association. I'm gonna mix it together so you think I'm up there with him. Chris is a very clever, sharp kid, and I love how he's conducting himself. I love what he's doing right now. You gotta props him, but don't doubt him because his last fight proved you doubt him and he's turned that shit around. So can it happen? Will it happen? I don't think it will. I think the world's his oyster, as in regards to who he picks. Junior was shouting him out. Cal Buck was ringside. And so I just think Chris has put himself in the driving seat for this fight.
Who do you want to see him fight next?
Whoever he wants. Whoever he wants, he can fight who he wants. He's the one that puts the ching 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 at the end of it, and look how he's turned it around.
Well, Johnny, thanks for giving me some of your time. I appreciate you always talking to Boxing Social. We'll catch up after this event at the weekend.
Sweet, man. Anytime.
Thank you.
Bless. Oh no, let me just say something for Mike.
Go on.
I want to say a massive condolences to the family of Michael Smith, aka Bruno. Bruno's a guy, the security guy you always used to see around with Carl Froch whenever he comes to the show. I've known Bruno years. A good guy, funny, storyteller. If you know him, you know him. If you don't know him, you've seen him around. Unfortunately, he passed away 5 o'clock this morning. I've asked his family if you want me to say anything. I'm passing it out there. You know, his family have asked me to do this. His family, no words are gonna help. No words are gonna make any difference. No words are gonna take away the heartache and the pain. Just massive condolences, respect to the family, and rest in peace, Bruno.
You're a class act, Johnny. I appreciate that. Thank you.